All right, everyone, welcome back. Today, we're diving headfirst into Abbott Laboratories' Q4 2024 earnings call.
Yeah, they just dropped their results, and let's just say Abbott finished 2024 strong.
Oh, did they ever?
Yeah.
Over 10% organic sales growth.
13% jump in EPS for Q4.
They absolutely smashed their guidance.
Reminded everyone why there's such a force to be reckoned with in healthcare.
Totally. So let's break down where this success came from. What were the highlights of this earnings call?
Well, I think a big part of it is their diversified portfolio.
Makes sense. They're not putting all their eggs in one basket.
Exactly. So one area that really jumped out at me, nutrition.
Their nutrition business is on fire right now.
It is.
Their Ensure brand alone.
$3 billion product line.
It's insane. Like, everyone and their grandma is drinking Ensure these days.
Well, they've seen a 9% compound annual growth rate in adult nutrition over the past 5 years.
It's incredible. So smart, right? Tapping into those aging demographics.
Absolutely. As the population ages, the demand for adult nutrition products is only going to increase.
Smart move by Abbott to capitalize on that. Okay, so nutrition's a winner, but diagnostics, I know they've been facing some headwinds, especially in China.
Yeah, that's right. The VBP, that volume-based procurement program in China, is putting some pressure on pricing.
Basically, the Chinese government trying to lower healthcare costs.
Exactly. But despite that, Abbott's diagnostics segment still managed to grow 6%, excluding COVID testing.
Really impressive, given the circumstances. So they're adapting, finding ways to grow despite those challenges.
Absolutely.
Okay, and what about, we haven't talked about it yet, their established pharmaceuticals division?
EPD, the steady workhorse.
It's kind of quietly chugging along in the background, but delivering solid results.
Yeah, 8.5% growth for the quarter.
Not too shabby. 8% compound annual growth rate over the past 5 years.
And you know what? I think that really highlights Abbott's smart strategy of focusing on therapies that are most needed in those faster-growing markets, places like Latin America and Southeast Asia.
Yeah, they're really targeting where the growth is. Smart. Okay, now let's get to the really exciting stuff. Medical devices.
All right, yeah, buckle up.
14% sales growth, a whopping 14%.
That's a big number.
It is. And the star performer.
I think we all know where this is going.
Continuous glucose monitors.
Yeah.
CGMs. $6.5 billion in revenue for the year.
With a 22% growth rate.
Like the world suddenly woke up and said, hey, finger pricks are out, CGMs are in.
Well, you can't argue with the convenience. Abbott's Freestyle Libre system has been a game changer.
It really has, making CGM technology much more accessible and affordable.
And they've captured a significant chunk of the U.S. market share in a very short period of time.
Over 10 share points in just 3 years.
And I think the really exciting part is there's still so much room for growth, especially internationally.
Yeah, the potential is huge. But Abbott's not just a one-trick pony, right? What else is driving their success in medical devices?
Well, they've also got strong momentum in electrophysiology.
Ah, yes, the heart rhythm stuff.
Exactly. They're leveraging their unique open mapping system there.
Now, I know they faced some tougher comparisons to last year's performance in electrophysiology.
Yeah, they did.
I mean, competition is heating up in that space.
It is. But despite that, they still delivered high single-digit growth, which was pretty much in line with their expectations.
Okay, so they're holding their own.
They are. They have a really strong team, a robust pipeline, and they're very confident about their ability to navigate this increasingly competitive landscape.
Good to hear. And speaking of competitive landscapes, how about structural heart?
Oh, that's a hot area. 23% growth, making it one of the most attractive areas in all of medtech right now.
Abbott been making some strategic investments in structural heart, and it seems like they're paying off.
They have. They've built a really comprehensive portfolio that goes way beyond just their flagship MitraClip device.
So they're not just a MitraClip company anymore.
Not at all. They're now in aortic, mitral, and tricuspid interventions, and they have market-leading products in each of these areas.
It's pretty impressive the way they've diversified within structural heart.
It is, and MitraClip and TriClip continue to grow strong. They've got a full pipeline of new products and label expansions on the horizon.
They're a force to be reckoned with in structural heart. So we've seen incredible performance across multiple areas. But what's the big picture takeaway here?
Well, I think it's safe to say Abbott is back to its core identity. We're talking high single-digit top-line growth, double-digit bottom-line growth.
It's like they've rediscovered their magic formula.
Exactly. Consistent gross margin improvement, operating leverage, smart capital allocation, and their diversified portfolio is really their superpower.
It allows them to weather challenges like VBP in China, but also capitalize on opportunities across all these different healthcare segments.
Exactly. And speaking of capitalizing on opportunities, it's time for our favorite segment.
Oh, yes, it is. This is not financial advice.
Remember, folks, this is for entertainment purposes only.
Do not make any investment decisions based on what we're about to say.
Absolutely. Just some fun hypothetical scenarios.
All right, so here's my crazy but potentially brilliant trade idea. What if we short a basket of companies that are heavily reliant on those old school cardiovascular technologies
Okay, I like where this is going.
and go long on Abbott?
Interesting. So you're betting on Abbott's lead in some potentially disruptive technologies, things like leadless pacemakers.
Exactly. Their comprehensive structural heart portfolio, they're at the forefront of innovation in cardiovascular care.
All right, I see your logic. It's a bold move, high risk, high reward.
But hey, isn't that what makes the market so exciting?
It certainly keeps things interesting. But of course, any trade like this hinges on Abbott continuing to execute their strategy and the market actually embracing these newer technologies.
Of course. Of course. It's a gamble, but a fun one to think about.
You know, before we move on, I think we should maybe circle back to adult nutrition for a second.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I mean, Ensure hitting that $3 billion mark,
It's a big deal.
it is a big deal. It tells us a lot about, consumer trends and where things are headed.
Definitely. Everyone's so focused on health and wellness these days, and Abbott's really capitalized on that.
They have. I mean, they've built a brand that people trust, and they've been smart about expanding their product line, new formulations, flavors, formats. They've got it all.
Yeah, it's like they've taken this boring old idea of adult nutrition and made it, actually desirable.
Exactly.
But speaking of desirable, their diagnostics business.
Yeah.
I mean, we talked about the VBP program in China, those challenges, but they're still a major player globally.
Oh, absolutely.
So can you remind us again, what is this VBP program?
Yeah, VBP stands for volume-based procurement. It's basically a cost-cutting measure by the Chinese government to lower healthcare costs.
Right, makes sense.
And that's led to lower prices for medical products, which has obviously had an impact on Abbott's profitability in that market.
Okay, so lower prices, tougher market. How are they dealing with this? What's their strategy?
Well, they're really focusing on volume growth. They've built strong relationships with hospitals and healthcare providers in China, and that's really helping them drive adoption of their products, even with those lower prices.
So they're playing the long game,
Exactly.
building those relationships, kind of waiting for the market to shift back in their favor.
That's right.
Smart move. But beyond China, I mean, their diagnostics business, it's doing well in other parts of the world too, right?
Oh, incredibly well.
What's driving that growth?
Well, rapid diagnostic tests for infectious diseases like the flu, strep throat, those are in high demand.
Always, yeah.
Plus, their core laboratory diagnostics business, covering everything from routine blood work to specialized genetic testing, that's also seeing steady growth.
Okay, so they've got all their bases covered, from those quick and easy tests to those sophisticated lab services.
Yeah, they're firing on all cylinders.
They really are. All right, we've talked nutrition, we've talked diagnostics. What about their established pharmaceuticals division, EPD? We kind of touched on it earlier.
EPD. It's kind of a hidden gem in their portfolio.
It is. It's like quietly delivering solid results.
Exactly. They're focusing on branded generic pharmaceuticals in emerging markets, places like India, China, Brazil.
Okay, branded generics. That's interesting.
Yeah.
What exactly does that mean?
So basically, they're selling generic drugs, but under their own brand names.
Okay.
So this allows them to kind of build brand loyalty and differentiate themselves in markets where price is obviously a major factor.
Makes sense. So they're leveraging the trust that they've built with their other brands to sell more affordable medications in these, growing markets.
Exactly. And they're really tailoring their products to the specific needs of these markets. Think specialized formulations, packaging that addresses, limited access to refrigeration, and really just a deep understanding of those varying healthcare infrastructures. They're not just slapping a new label on an old product. They're really putting thought into it.
Wow. It's like they're playing chess and everyone else is playing checkers.
Exactly.
But emerging markets, they're not easy to navigate, right? I mean, there's a lot of challenges. What are some of the things they're up against?
I mean, regulatory uncertainty is a big one. The rules and regulations can be really complex and constantly changing in these markets. So, they need to stay really agile and on top of things.
Right. And then there's political instability. I mean, some of these markets can be pretty volatile.
That's definitely a risk. But Abbott, they've been operating in emerging markets for a long time. They have a lot of experience and a deep understanding of those political and economic landscapes.
So they're not just going in blind. They've got a plan.
Exactly. They have people on the ground, they have relationships.
Okay, EPD is a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah.
But, let's talk about the crown jewel of their portfolio. Medical devices.
Yeah, this is where they really shine. I mean, their continuous glucose monitoring system, CGM, has been a game changer for people with diabetes.
I mean, the Freestyle Libre system.
Huge!
It's like a celebrity in the diabetes world. It's made this technology way more affordable and accessible.
It has. They really democratized CGM technology. And, the impact on people's lives is huge. They can manage their blood sugar levels more effectively, avoid those painful finger pricks, and just live healthier lives.
It's amazing how technology can really transform healthcare. But they're not stopping there, right?
Oh, no, not at all.
They're always innovating.
They're constantly innovating. They're improving the system.
What's new with Libre?
Well, their latest version, Libre 3, it's the smallest, most accurate CGM on the market. And it's seamlessly integrated with their smartphone app so users can track their blood sugar levels and share that data with their doctors so easily.
That's incredible. Okay, Libre is a rock star. But they've got other medical device businesses too, right? It's a pretty diverse portfolio.
It is. And in cardiovascular, they're the leader in structural heart disease, with their MitraClip device being a gold standard for treating mitral regurgitation.
Yeah, MitraClip is a lifesaver.
It's a minimally invasive procedure. It's helped so many people avoid open heart surgery.
It's incredible. But I know they're also making some moves in, was it TAVR?
Transcatheter aortic valve replacement.
That's it?
Yeah. And that's a rapidly growing market, and Abbott's system is becoming a very popular alternative to traditional surgical valve replacement.
So they're not just playing in the cardiovascular space, they're dominating.
They're a major player.
What else are they doing in cardiovascular?
Well, they're also a leader in electrophysiology, focusing on diagnosing and treating heart rhythm disorders. They have a whole range of catheters and mapping systems used by electrophysiologists worldwide.
I was reading about their new Advisor HD grid mapping catheter.
Yeah.
It's supposed to create these super detailed maps of the heart.
It's a game changer.
Wow.
Really helping doctors treat those complex arrhythmias more effectively.
And let's not forget their heart failure business.
That's right.
All those implantable defibrillators and heart pumps that they offer.
Absolutely.
They're like the superheroes of heart health.
They really are. They've got a solution for pretty much every problem.
Okay, so we've got cardiovascular covered. What about neuromodulation? That always seems so futuristic to me.
Neuromodulation is a fascinating area. Abbott offers, spinal cord stimulators and deep brain stimulators to treat chronic pain and neurological disorders.
And how do those work again?
So these devices basically send electrical impulses to specific nerves, and those impulses can block pain signals or help regulate abnormal brain activity.
It's mind-blowing, like we're actually manipulating the nervous system with technology.
It is pretty incredible. And Abbott's really at the forefront of innovation in this field. They're constantly developing smaller, more effective, easier to use devices. And they're also exploring new applications for neuromodulation, things like treating depression and epilepsy.
Wow, the possibilities seem endless.
They really are.
Okay, we've got cardiovascular, neuromodulation. What else is cooking in their medical device lab? There's got to be more.
Well, we can't forget about their vision care business. I mean, they've been a leader in cataract surgery for years, and their intraocular lenses, or IOLs, are known for their high quality and performance.
Right.
Plus, they're expanding their contact lens business with new lines of daily disposables that offer superior comfort and vision.
Okay, so they really do have a finger in every pie of the healthcare world.
They do. They're incredibly diversified.
But with all these different businesses, all these technologies, how do they stay focused?
That's a good question.
How do they not spread themselves too thin?
It really speaks to their strategic vision. They're not just chasing every shiny new object that comes along. They have a clear roadmap for the future, and they're making deliberate choices about where to invest their resources.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Tell me more about this strategic roadmap. What are they prioritizing for the coming years?
Well, one major theme that's really emerging is their focus on digital health.
Right. Digital health, everyone's talking about
It's transforming healthcare.
What does that actually mean for Abbott? Like, are they building robot doctors?
Not quite robot doctors, but they are building what they call a connected care ecosystem.
What does that mean?
So they're integrating their devices, their diagnostics, their data analytics platforms to create this seamless flow of information across the entire patient journey.
Okay, so connecting all the dots,
Exactly.
using data from multiple sources to provide better care.
That's right. It allows healthcare providers to make more informed decisions, personalize those treatments, even remotely monitor patients. It's all about empowering both doctors and patients with the information they need.
That's pretty cool. It's like they're building the healthcare equivalent of a smart home, where everything is interconnected and working together.
I like that analogy. And they're not stopping there. They're also investing in, as we talked about earlier, artificial intelligence and machine learning.
AI and healthcare. I mean, it's exciting, but also kind of scary at the same time.
It is cutting edge.
Yeah.
But they're developing predictive algorithms that can identify patients at risk of developing certain conditions, like, heart disease or diabetes, even before they show any symptoms.
So it's like having a crystal ball for healthcare.
In a way, yeah. And it has the potential to totally revolutionize preventative care.
It does. Imagine being able to intervene early and actually prevent these conditions from developing.
Yeah.
That's powerful.
It is.
But AI, it's a new field. There are a lot of concerns about using it in healthcare, right?
Yeah.
Privacy, bias, all of that.
Yeah, absolutely. Those are valid concerns. And it's crucial that Abbott and any company using AI in healthcare does so responsibly. Prioritize data privacy, security, transparency, make sure those algorithms are fair and unbiased.
It's not just about the technology itself, it's about using it ethically.
Exactly.
Okay. So digital health, AI, what else is on Abbott's strategic agenda?
Well, another key area of focus is personalized medicine.
Right. Personalized medicine, that's a hot topic.
Yeah.
But I'm still not quite sure what that means in practice.
So personalized medicine is all about tailoring treatments to the individual patient based on their unique genetic makeup, their lifestyle, environmental factors.
Okay.
And Abbott is investing in genomic testing and other technologies that can really help identify the best treatment options for each person.
So moving away from that one-size-fits-all approach to healthcare.
Exactly. Because everyone responds differently to treatments. It's about getting the right treatment to the right patient at the right time.
It's like having a custom-tailored suit for your health.
I like that. Yeah. It has the potential to significantly improve treatment efficacy, reduce adverse effects. It's really the future of healthcare.
So digital health, AI, personalized medicine, it sounds like Abbott is really covering all the bases when it comes to innovation.
They are. They're really forward-thinking.
But innovation alone isn't enough.
Right.
Like, they need to reach more patients.
You're absolutely right. And that's where their focus on global expansion comes in.
Right.
They're really targeting these high-growth markets, particularly in Asia and Latin America, where there's a rapidly increasing demand for healthcare services.
Smart move.
Yeah.
Booming populations, growing middle class.
Exactly. And they're well positioned to capitalize on these trends. They've got a diverse product portfolio, they've got a deep understanding of different markets, and they're really good at adapting to local conditions.
So they're not just exporting their products, they're tailoring their approach to each market.
Absolutely. They're building relationships, understanding local needs, finding ways to make a difference in those communities. It's not just about profit, it's about making a positive impact on global health.
Well, it sounds like Abbott is really setting themselves up for continued success. Vision, technology, global reach. I mean, what's not to like?
They've got a lot going for them. But, there are always challenges in the healthcare industry, regulatory hurdles, pricing pressures, constantly evolving technologies.
That's a tough business.
It is. It's a dynamic and ever-changing landscape.
So it's not a guaranteed win.
No.
But they're playing the game strategically.
Absolutely. And that's what makes it so exciting to watch,
For sure.
Who knows what groundbreaking innovations they'll come up with next.
We'll be here to break it down for you when they do. But for now, it's time for our favorite segment. This is not financial advice.
Remember, folks, this is just for fun.
Do not base your investment decisions on our crazy ideas.
Proceed with caution.
Okay, so here's my wild pitch. What if we shorted a basket of companies that are heavily reliant on those legacy medical technologies
Okay.
and went long on Abbott?
So you're essentially betting on Abbott's ability to disrupt the market with their innovative technologies.
Exactly. I think they're well positioned to lead this next wave of healthcare innovation.
It's a risky bet, but it could pay off big time if they continue to execute their strategy.
High risk, high reward.
That's the name of the game.
And we are back for the final part of our Abbott Labs deep dive. We've covered a lot of ground here. Their incredible performance, their diverse businesses, their, bold moves in those emerging markets. But now we want to look ahead. What's next? What does the future hold for Abbott?
Well, one thing's for sure, they're not resting on their laurels. They've got a clear vision for the future, a strategic vision that's all about innovation and, of course, expanding their reach and ultimately improving patient care.
It's like they're saying, we're just getting started.
Exactly. And a big part of that strategy is, as we talked about earlier, digital health, which is really transforming the whole healthcare landscape.
Yeah, digital health is a big buzzword these days. But what does it actually mean for a company like Abbott? What are they doing in that space?
So for Abbott, digital health is all about building this connected care ecosystem. They're integrating their devices, diagnostics, data analytics platforms.
Creating this network that links all their products and services together.
Exactly. Seamless flow of data and communication all across the patient journey.
So they're creating this holistic view of the patient,
Yeah.
using data from all these different sources to provide better care.
Exactly. More informed decisions, personalized treatments, even remote patient monitoring, empowering both doctors and patients.
It's pretty amazing. It really is like they're building the healthcare equivalent of a smart home.
I like that analogy. And they're not stopping there. They're also, as we mentioned before, investing a lot in artificial intelligence, machine learning.
Yeah, AI in healthcare. It's both fascinating and a little bit, unnerving.
I understand that. It's cutting edge, but it has a lot of potential. They're developing predictive algorithms that can identify patients at risk of developing certain conditions, heart disease, diabetes, even before they show symptoms.
It's like a crystal ball for healthcare.
Yeah.
So we can potentially intervene early and prevent those conditions from developing in the first place.
That's the goal.
That's pretty incredible. But are there I know there are concerns about using AI in healthcare, especially when it comes to, privacy, potential for bias, things like that.
Right. Those are all valid concerns. And it's crucial that Abbott and any company using AI in healthcare is doing so responsibly, prioritizing data privacy, security, transparency, ensuring that those algorithms are fair and unbiased.
So it's not just about the technology, it's about how we use it.
Exactly.
Okay, so we've got digital health, AI, we talked about personalized medicine. What else is on their strategic agenda?
Well, as you mentioned earlier, global expansion is a big one. They're really going after those high-growth markets, especially Asia, Latin America, where the demand for healthcare services is just exploding.
Yeah, booming populations, rising incomes. It makes sense.
And Abbott is perfectly positioned to capitalize on these trends. Diverse portfolio, they understand different markets, they're adaptable.
So they're not just exporting their products, they're tailoring their approach to each market.
Absolutely. Building those relationships, understanding the local needs, finding ways to truly make a difference in these communities. It's not just about profits, it's about making a real impact on global health.
It sounds like Abbott is setting themselves up for continued success. They've got the vision, the technology, the global reach. What's not to like?
They certainly got a lot going for them. But, healthcare is a tough business. There are always challenges, regulatory hurdles, pricing pressures. The technology is always evolving.
Yeah, it's a dynamic landscape.
It is.
It's not a guaranteed win.
No, but they're playing the game strategically.
That's for sure.
And that's what makes it so exciting to watch. Who knows what groundbreaking innovation they'll come up with next?
Well, we'll be here to break it down for you when they do. But for now, we've reached the end of our Abbott Laboratories deep dive. Hopefully, you've come away with a better understanding of this company, their vision for the future of healthcare. We've explored their financials, their different businesses, their strategic priorities.
And of course, we had some fun speculating about potential trading strategies.
But remember, folks, this is not financial advice. Do not base any investment decisions on our crazy ideas. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive. Keep your eyes on Abbott Laboratories. They're a company to watch. And until next time, happy investing.